Hey guys, so I want to make this little tutorial video of everything I've learned how about making masks with filters. I am a nurse. I've been wearing these for a long time. They get very hot underneath, not very comfortable. Some of the nurses are doing is they're wearing mask savers over the front so that they could take these cloth ones home and wash them and reuse these, even though, by the way, when your moisture gets inside, germs crawl through moisture. So we're supposed to throw these out about every half hour, but of course we have a shortage. Something is better than nothing for laymen or lay people that are at home. Okay, the N95 masks, we get fit tested for those for tuberculosis in a negative pressure room. And of course that's the best way. That stops 95% of the particles, hence the name. And there's a lot of controversy out there about what we should do, what the best filters are, etc. So I have found out a lot of information this week and just wanted to pass it along. So the masks that we have at the hospital, if you pop them closed, they're pleated. And you notice that the pleat goes one way on top and the other way underneath. Kind of goes nice over the N95 mask if you're going to cover it because it makes it concave or convex, whichever way you're looking at it. And it's got these elastic strings. So when you put this on, this wire goes around your nose and fits snug so that your breath doesn't fog up your glasses if you wear them. And it's okay if you breathe a little air from here or here, because COVID is droplet spread. Okay, it's not airborne. If it was airborne, it would be worse, like tuberculosis, as far as what we would need to do. So these are paper, of course, so you can't really spray them or soak them. If you were going to spray them, you would have to flat dry them. You can't really wash these. That's why we're trying to make cloth masks. Okay, so I just want to show you what I've learned. There's fabric glue, and sometimes I'll do that on the edge to put my little piece of wire. I got 18 gauge wire to go across the top, and if you just fold it over, you can glue that in your seam or sew it in your seam. I went and got a house filter for the air conditioner, and I'll tell you the controversy. So I tore one apart with the metal, peeled this metal part off, and just took some of this paper. Now, somebody called today and said that, oh, there's fiberglass, 3M said that you can't use it. Well, I called 3M. What they said is, like every other company would say, do not use our product other than how we advertise, what it was intended to be made for. They can't say either way. But they said, no, it's not made out of fiberglass. It is blown polypropanol strands, and you cannot see through it. A lot of masks I'm looking at being made today, they are so thin. When I wear a mask around town, okay, I'm trying to be polite to other people to let them know that, yes, I'm not spitting on you. Now, is it protecting me if I wear it like this? Because I'm still breathing through my nose. I see a lot of people wearing it underneath. Even if you wear it correctly, you still have your eyeballs or mucous membranes, right? You can still catch a virus. So it's not 100% unless you can get some clear glasses like a motorcyclist would wear. Or, goggles. You'd look silly, but hey, we're trying to save lives here. So what I tried to do is make a pocket mask where I took a piece of that filter, and what mine is I got the 1900, okay? That's for smaller particles. And we don't know how small this germ is. I haven't seen anywhere where it says how many microns small it is. In other words, HIV, might be worse to catch than hepatitis B, but the HIV germ is much smaller. Or should I say the hepatitis B is much smaller than the HIV, so it's easier to catch hepatitis B. And by the way, when you spray surfaces, it's not the wiping up with the paper towel. Spray it, let it sit for 3 minutes or 10 minutes until it air dries. Even bleach needs water to activate. So straight bleach is not going to be as effective if you did 1 to 10. That's what we do in the hospital for blood on surfaces. Now, COVID lives a couple days on plastic, hard surfaces like granite, and 2-3 days on fabric. So if you bring your groceries in, if they're cans, either wipe them all down or just tie it in the bag for 3 days, leave it in your garage, anything refrigerable, maybe wrap that up or just sanitize the bottom of your shoes, that type of thing. Money, of course, our money's still dirty. Everything that you touch, keys, phone. So this is hard to fight, but I'm going to show you a couple things. So somebody made these ear savers, and this is to put around your head, of course, where you wear it. And the buttons, well, I'll just put it on. So this is for people who are wearing it so much that it's actually hurting their ears, okay? So when you wear the mask, you would put this around the buttons, okay? And voila, that will help you wear this for an 8-hour shift. By the way, I want to mention, I'm trying to make some children's size, but please do not put these on infants. Infants are mouth breathers, and carbon dioxide can build up underneath the mask, and they might be fine 1 minute, and their saturation will drop, and they can actually suffocate. Now, for toddlers, 2-year-old, ask your pediatrician. I'm not sure. Let's see what else I can say. So, yep, these somebody made for the nurses and doctors with a nice print, and of course they pop bigger. They're 7x4 when they're flat. So you have to make something about 8.5 by 10 maybe, that when pleated will go to the size about 7x4. And this is 47 inches long, each tie. It's a little bit more of a pain to tie something every couple minutes. Another lady went and made these. They're kind of cone shaped. And by the way, you can take a cone coffee filter and put it under a bandana. This seamstress just told me that she used 100% cotton on each side. Make it a different color, again, so that you know what side stays towards your face. But then these could be washed. Dip them, swish them up in some soapy water, and let it hang dry. But what's inside of these is the non-woven interface. And they usually have a little sticky stuff so that when you iron it onto fabric, it'll just stick to it, okay? And she sewed it in a certain kind of way. That would sort of be the shape. And by the way, these ear loops are about 7 inches at their recoil size, and they get bigger for people that have bigger faces. But what I'm trying to make is a mask that does all those things, but has a pocket that you can take that filter. Again, somebody said it's controversial, and you can shove that inside the pocket and still wear the mask. And when you're ready to change it, you can take this paper one out, wash this, dry it, hang it back. But what I thought to do was make little buttons on here. This one's not sewn yet. I have all the materials, but I don't have a sewing machine. So I want to kind of maybe take it apart and show you how to make it. I made a little button here where you can loop it and make different sizes. So start out maybe with a 9 or a 10-inch piece, and you can do large, medium, small. All right, let me try to take you around here. Let me flip you around. I can never figure this part out. I'll just flip you around that way. How's that? So yeah, this is a blown fiber piece of air filter. Or again, our baling wire. So what I did was just take this and pleat it. Each piece, you could start like this. Take your piece of fabric, and what I did was put the non-woven interface over it, and you can make a little edge on 4 sides, and you can sew that. I would have to take that apart, but then you'll have 2 pieces that go together nicely like that. And it'll have that little pocket in there. What I'm going to do here underneath is put my little piece of wire, tuck it in under that seam right there, so that goes around your nose. And again, just little buttons here. So what you want it to do is collapse and make that bigger. It just makes it much more comfortable. So again, I took my colored piece for the outside, and that has a piece of non-woven interface. And I just so have happened to go to the store and got some French non-woven interface. So since I had it, I made a covering on the side that's going to go towards my face. Turned it over that way to iron it. Then they kind of stick to each other. This one I felt which side's got the sticky side. Put them like that, ironed them all together, made it nice and flat, flipped it over, put some more heat on that side, and then you end up, like I said, with the two sides that kind of stick together so it's easier to sew. I got a piece of Dykes when I went to cut my baling wire. And this little handy tool, let me make sure you can see it. If you take this seam ripper and you're going to sew it through the sewing machine, this is a good way to make pleats. You can just go and bend it over as you're sewing it through. Can't really show you the sewing process. Like I said, I have to borrow a sewing machine. Let's see, what else about filters? Yeah, coffee filters you can make them out of. I'm trying to think of what else I've learned. Anyway, anything is better than nothing, but the thicker it's made, the more it's going to stop droplets from coming through. Don't forget about your eyes. And gloves. Please, guys, pick up your masks and your gloves. Don't leave your dirty, nasty stuff for somebody else to pick up. When you don your gloves, okay, you use your finger underneath, turn your glove inside out, grab the other glove and turn that one inside out, and then it's the side that your hands were on. Just take the whole thing and throw it away clean, okay? I was able to get a Quat down at SoCar. It's an ammonia-derived product, a little better than alcohol. And spray your surfaces, let them dry. That's all I can think of now, folks. Bye.